Little Mix, Glory Days. This is a CD I bought from the Salvation Army charity shop in Aylesbury for £1. I knew that this particular album by Little Mix would be my recommendation, and I knew one day I would find it in a charity shop. Such is fashion. I have only ever watched 2 episodes of X Factor, and that was only to see a local girl reach the final. I don't remember the songs they sang, but I do remember the awful outfits they made them wear. However, I liked that they seemed to be charmingly untainted by showbiz. 4 girls next door in different shades and shapes. 2 northerners, 1 Londoner and 1 from High Wycombe. About the time this album came out, I was listening to a lot of Radio 2, mostly Chris Evans. Radio 2 would occasionally play something a bit Radio 1, a bit of Beyonce or Rihanna. I kept hearing Shout Out to My Ex from this album, and it really cut through the typical Radio 2 tracks like a chainsaw. The percussion is everything I like, loud and tribal. The vocals are shouty, exuberant and fun. More spice up your life than 2 becomes 1. Then there is another song that sounded like an updated classic from the era of girl groups and the wall of sound. I was not listening hard enough to notice the controversial lyric A, B, C, D, E, F, U. But if I had noticed, I would have probably admired it even more. It has that same retro familiar feel as Perfect by Ed Sheeran, but it is much more fun. This is followed by a song that seems to owe a lot to the production of Amy Winehouse, with a deep popping sax pushing the beat. The album seems to peak with a full-on knock your socks off gigantic festival of EDM trickery. Big dance beats, big synth sounds, and oversung auto-tuned vocals. But having taken things as far as they could go, the last few numbers are a bit more the kind of girl band filler songs you might expect. Though some have the kind of big multi-layered choruses with multiple harmonies that I am a bit of a sucker for. Generally the singing is good. There is obviously some electronic enhancement, but I have seen impressive clips of them singing a cappella. The vocal arrangements and harmonies are clever and interesting. The 4 girls next door eventually became indistinguishable under layers of fake tan, looking cold in skimpy leotards at miserable outdoor television appearances. They gave good interviews and they were fun. They did not seem to be taking it too seriously. But one of them struggled to keep up with the corporate body image and was brought down by malicious trolls. She left to go solo and the others just seemed to have grown up, had babies and become civilians. But this album is actually much better than it needed to be. Glory Days, Little Mix.